Are we in a relief rally or are we back in a bull market? GameStop reports earnings tonight. It is going to be a fun night to say the least, but I want to take a step back and show you the macro and tell you what's going on with the market. Then we're going to talk about a couple other things as well as GameStop, of course, and I'm going to give you a short squeeze play that has currently been squeezing for a while since we called it out. First of all, short sellers have been stacking onto stocks in the overall market for the past few weeks. In fact, the highest since the 2020 pandemic, we have seen short stack onto stocks. Short interest as a percentage of shares outstanding has soared 20% over the last few weeks. Now, if we come and we take a look, the stock market the past couple of days has gained trillions of dollars, which is insane. If you think about that for a second, you know what that means. That means short sellers are under a lot of pressure, they're under a lot of water, and that's exactly what we have seen during several times when the market squoze, when GameStop AMC squoze, when we seen major bull markets, okay? Now, what happened that affected the market? First of all, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the family on this journey to financial freedom. Without further ado, let's continue on. Trump came out and he said, I'm going to give a lot of countries breaks on tariffs. Now, he didn't specify a lot of things, and there are still uncertainties. But what this shows is that he's taking a step back from being super, super aggressive. So investors are like, all right, we got more of a tame president now, apparently, and we can, take some risk on. Now, we also saw a little bit of news come in today, or a little bit of data come in today, I should say. Consumer confidence came in for March. Consumer confidence fell to 92.9, estimated 94.2, and previously 100, which is the lowest since February of 2021. And then we come and we take a look at the market. There's a couple things that I want to show you. First things first, 575. 570 to 577 was a major resistance zone that I talked about yesterday. We got rejected around 576.50, and we had a fight around 574.50. Right now, on the daily time frame, here's what you can see. You see this volume spike on this candle right here, but we only could get up to 564.60, which was a resistance level, and then we gapped higher. This shows, in my personal opinion, that there is a lot of room for downside because volume faded when you got up here in this region. And then today you're likely to see more volume even fade. This is an illiquid push higher. This is a move on low momentum, and this is technically bearish. However, so that does indicate a relief bounce, a relief rally. But if you take a step back, here are some bullish scenarios. And we see the MACD flipping green on the daily. This is bullish. It shows that there is more room for upside, and we're going to get into that in 1 second. What we also seen on the weekly time frame, the weekly chart, is the RSI get a nice bounce down here all the way off of around 42. The same time we saw this back here when the market sold off for the week of October 23rd, and then we saw a V-shaped recovery and the SPY ripped to all-time highs. Now, I'm not saying that's what we're going to be seeing, but I'm saying we did bounce off of a key level on the RSI on the weekly chart, which shows and indicates more room for upside as well. So are we going to go to all-time highs? Not necessarily. What I see right now, what I can tell you, even taking the drawings away, even what I've called out for, 585 to 590 at most, right? Mainly 585 is going to be the top of a relief rally for the S&P 500. And if we get some catalyst in the meantime, insanely bullish catalyst in the meantime, then this was 100% just a fire sale, and we are not going to go lower. If we break and close at any point back above 600, likely short sellers are getting squeezed out of positions, and the market is going to continue to rip higher. But as of right now, this is what we're watching for, 585 for a top on the SPY. So what I'm telling you is it's not a sustained rally. It's likely a relief rally coming off of the lows at 585 to 590 at most. And you're probably going to see a rejection there unless we see a bullish catalyst. Now, we can't forget that the Japanese government bonds on the 10-year is still rising to 1.576. Gold is still all-time highs. Silver looks like it's about to squeeze. And the fear and greed index is still sitting at a 29 out of 100, indicating fear for the market. Okay, so these are all of the signals that we have to watch out for to state that we are not out of the woods just yet. Now, what am I showing you right here? Guess who posted this? This is obviously Roaring Kitty's first post back, but instead it's Bitcoin right there. And the guy leaning forward, paying attention with his gaming controller. And This is posted by the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. We have speculated time and time again that it's almost obvious that GameStop is going to purchase Bitcoin, yet people still say, "Oh, he's not going to purchase Bitcoin. You're an idiot." All this other stuff. First of all, I don't know how you can say that that people are dumb thinking GameStop is going to invest in Bitcoin or that it's a bad investment idea. I don't see a point where it's bad or where they are indicating that they're not going to do it. We've got several key points that they are going to do it and hints at it that they are going to be purchasing Bitcoin. Whether that comes in this earnings or next earnings or a random announcement on a random day, 420, right? Whatever it is, it's likely that they are going to do it. Now, coming into earnings, BlackRock is holding 7.4% of the float heading into GameStop earnings. And then we are also seeing these people that are somewhat correlated with GameStop, somewhat not, with the tin. The other guy, this guy's partner, basically posting pictures of Ryan Cohen. We talked about it, but he posted the cat today pushing the red button. Is this, or he posted this yesterday, is Ryan Cohen, is Roaring Kitty going to push the button on earnings day tonight? This is going to be interesting. Maybe at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard when the market closes, we get something from Roaring Kitty. Now, GameStop is trading at 25.12. We got a sell-off today, down 2%. This, in my opinion, was expected. I gave you this zone right here. I didn't touch it. We came above it, gapped above it, 25.30, and now we are building a base off of the bottom of it right around $25. Why was this expected? Well, I told you that there would have likely been a fast move in this range to $26, and that's why you saw the gap, right? If you brought the volume signals on the side, that is why you saw the gap higher. IV is pretty low coming into earnings. There's a lot of people jumping into call options. We are going to see an interesting play here. More so likely, they love to drop this on earnings, and people are saying hedge your positions wisely, all this other stuff. But I think there's just too much data to go in for a YOLO for puts, right? There's not a scenario where I'm playing this bearish, even though there's obviously that gut feeling they're going to tank it on earnings just because they love to attempt to do that. And there's so much euphoria and excitement and hype right now coming into earnings that it's just almost obvious that they're going to try and tank the stock. It's probably going to wick higher, then they're going to tank it, all that other stuff, unless a major announcement like an investment in Bitcoin is happening. And then I wouldn't be surprised if we get above 28 after hours or 30 after hours, right? Near 30, 31, 31.75, 33. It depends on what happens. It really depends. Is Ryan Cohen going to push the button tonight on earnings? Is Roaring Kitty going to push the button and drop a YOLO? Are we going to see something like that? This is going to be an exciting earnings to say the least. And I'm very hyped for it. I don't believe I'm going to be able to stream, but maybe potentially I can put something out. I don't know. I'm going to be busy later, so we shall see. As far as AMC goes, here's for AMC and GameStop where we're trading at right now. If we don't get anything on this earnings, I said it time and time again, here's what's going to happen. And some of you may not like it, but I count it as a dip buying opportunity and a better opportunity. With the market, with GameStop, with AMC, all of these combined, here's the last thing you could see. One major dip late March, early April to lows, and then that rip around 420 because that is the point of interest. One major dip to lows, right? I don't know what those lows are going to be. Coming into 420, a rip. And same goes for the market, right? Further sell-off, further bloodbath, further crash, and then April 20, resurrection of the market, right? Potentially, it's a possibility. I just want to put that on your radar. Now, Root, you can't make this up. We called this out way back, sub 100, and we're at 170.35. This one's very interesting because it's an expensive short squeeze like Tesla, and I think it actually has the balls to get to 217, and it's at 170. Again, we are going to need a little bit more volume. And then we have earnings Wednesday, April 2025. So if we look, you can see that the stock is trading at a 15% short interest still. So what's so interesting about this sustained, I'd like to say, run up is that shorts haven't gotten out. There's opportunities for longs to get out, but they're not getting out, and short sellers aren't getting out either. So it's pretty interesting, right? It's almost like a stagnant short squeeze. It's scaling higher. And just put this one on your radar if you haven't already. Bitcoin, this is important to talk about. We're in this rising wedge and people are getting euphoric, and this goes for the overall market as well. It's very risky to play calls. It's very risky to play puts on the market because at any moment, with the liquidity that we're getting on the push higher, we can see a tank and drop in the overall market, in the crypto space, so on and so on. Look at Bitcoin. Just take a step back, right? This is not euphoric stages yet. This is not euphoric for meme coins. This is not euphoric for the S&P 500. It's not euphoric for short squeeze plays. And what I mean by that is you're not at those levels and you're not running a percentage every single day where people feel like they're making money. And that's not what you're seeing yet. It's not what you're seeing yet. So at any point, a break above this isn't necessarily confirmation. And I want to warn you. In fact, a break lower is not confirmation either. But we have huge sell walls higher for Bitcoin, which means if the market doesn't get a catalyst, if Bitcoin doesn't get a catalyst, you're very likely to end this relief rally on the SPY, on Bitcoin. Once SPY comes to 585 and Bitcoin comes to 93, 94K at most, and then you see that relief rally end and we see a major sell-off across the board, unless we see more catalysts and euphoria and volume and all this other stuff. Now, the fear and greed index is almost flipping back to neutral for Bitcoin as well. So people are getting skeptical, and this makes sense because we're nearing that 90K range, and I think that's the neutral zone where people are like, all right, we're still at 90K. We're not bullish. We're not bearish. Okay. But that is the update for Bitcoin crypto. MicroStrategy, we called out 338 yesterday. We hit that today. In fact, we went a little bit higher, but we hit this sell zone. Bitcoin's going to need to get a little bit more momentum for MicroStrategy to get to 362. Tesla got hit today. I believe there was some negative car sale news or something along the lines of that. Either way, it's basically flat 277.40. This was a beautiful run up with a lot of volume. I'd say this is a little bit of a cool off, hitting this descending resistance level. And at this point, Tesla has touched it technically once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, realistically, once, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably the 6th time here. And at some point, don't know when, don't know how long Tesla's going to sell off, but at some point we will break above this. And then that will be your confirmation that Tesla is going to go higher. Keep in mind, we tried to break above a couple of times and we'd have to get above it to make sure that we're going higher. So just remember that. Keep an eye on BYD as well, and Mullen and FFAI and some other squeeze plays I dropped in Discord. Nvidia, we were watching this push yesterday, but again, show you the Magnificent 7, weak push. We didn't break this resistance at 122.50. Apple, same thing. In my opinion, a weak push. We are hugging this resistance, this sell zone for Apple. I just think it's a weak push across the board with the Magnificent 7, with the overall market. MSFT, Microsoft, right? We are seeing the same thing. We're not even at resistance yet. We're basically at resistance around that fib level. But again, weak push across the board. So again, this is a sustained relief rally. There's not much to say just yet. We're not seeing major short covering, even though we have seen shorts stack on. So are shorts confident, and are they going to leverage more into this market? And then are we going to see squeezes? These are all questions we have to ask. But as of right now, I hope I evaluated everything correctly for you guys. And I hope that helped you out. Make sure to check the links in the description to join my Discord server. I'll actually show you around very briefly. So we are all talking stocks in here. Then we have the crypto chat in here where people talk crypto. And then we have a short squeeze chat as well. But most importantly, we have these breakout alerts. We have these high success trade flow alerts, option sweep alerts, insider trades, dark pool activity, market news, analyst grades, so on and so on. We post our gains, post our losses, all this other stuff. It's a great server. If you're not in yet, level yourself up. It's a top link in the description. You guys will not regret it. And then the second link is for Moomoo. Yeah, on top of that, we also have where I post my trades in the Discord server as well. And then the second link is for Moomoo, where you can sign up, open an account, and make a deposit into there. Once you do that, you will get up to 30 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock. So sign up, it's a free broker, and then deposit once they approve you, and then you will start earning benefits, and you will get a bunch of other benefits on top of that. So that is it, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.